two things happened around Valentine's Day with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry that may signal to us being the greater public, that a very subtle smear campaign is in progress. Let's talk about this. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and spending some time with me today. I am but a brand new wee baby channel, so if you like this content, please hit that like and subscribe. The YouTube algorithm wants things to make it happy, and I'm trying to give it to them. So thank you, it really helps a lot. Everything in this video is my own opinion based on very public information that is currently on social media and all over the internet. Alright, so Meghan was just at Invictus and she gave a speech that sounded flowery and nice, but there was something in it that stuck out that I took note of. And then a few days later, she made that Valentine's Instagram post and I read it and I said, uh-oh. That's not good. Smear campaign is afoot. But why would Meghan want to smear her own husband that she's married to? And it's that question right there that makes a great smear campaign possible. Because your disbelief that it could be happening is how you end up accepting the information without even knowing it. So why would someone want to do this to someone they love? There is a certain type of person that has a certain type of unhealthy behavioral pattern that will smear people that they're in sacred relationships with while they're in them. We're talking parent-child, romantic partners, colleagues. Although that doesn't really seem like a sacred relationship, it's oftentimes a relationship that many people spend a lot of time in. And these types of people do it to set the tone for everyone else around them. They're basically setting up the other person for when things don't go well anymore and making sure that everyone is going to take their side at that time. And the way that they ensure this is by setting up that person ahead of time while they're still in the relationship with them. Because if you're a healthy person hearing this, you wouldn't think that that person would have any motivation to say something really negative about the person that they love. So you're more inclined to think, oh, that must be really happening, that must be the truth. And whether it is or isn't, that's not the point. The point is setting the narrative. So what ends up happening is that eventually down the road, if the relationship sours or it ends, you have already heard all these negative things. You've been primed. Now the smears are intensifying and escalating, and at this point, you're going along thinking, oh, that makes sense. I've been hearing this the whole time. And by that time, the person who has been smeared, who usually has not been aware that this is happening, when they try to fight back, it's too late because your mind is made up. You've been hearing the narrative the whole time. A really well done smear campaign will be so subtle that it will be virtually undetectable to most people. So Meghan gave an impromptu speech at Invictus, and then she did the Instagram Valentine post. And in both of those was that predisposition for all of us giving messages about Harry. So let me show you what I'm talking about, and let's start with Meghan's Invictus speech. Meghan recently gave a speech at Invictus, and in it she said, with families, the big rush in the morning, and getting ready for school, and packing the lunch boxes, and making breakfast, and my husband is in all of that with all of us. And then he'll be on his phone, and Archie will say, Papa, why are you on your phone? And he's like, because it's Invictus. I'm getting ready for Invictus. So they're getting ready for school in the morning. It's chaotic family time, from getting ready to lunch boxes to breakfast making. Maybe someone wants to wear their superhero costume to preschool. And Meghan says all this and she ends it with, and my husband is in all of that with all of us. My husband, all of us. There's a very subtle distinction of a separation. My husband is over here and all of us are in a group over here. And in the morning, it's busy, and he's in it, but he's in it in a way that is not included with all of us. Because if he was a part of the group that includes all of us, it would have been said differently. If she would have said, family time in the morning can be pure chaos, my husband and I try to tackle getting clothes on the kids. Usually one of us is making breakfast while the other one is busy making sure that the lunches are packed. In the end, we get everyone off to school and we check off another successful morning. I'm so grateful to have such a wonderful partner to share the mornings with. Even though they're crazy, it feels so good that we're in it together. It would feel cohesive. It would feel like a team working together, appreciated. But the way she said it gives me a little feeling about Harry. Her husband is in all of that, and she is in it with the kids. It gives the feeling that Harry isn't always in it with the kids. Meghan is the one who is the main caretaker of the children. Harry isn't always present. It makes me wonder, maybe Harry doesn't always live with Meghan and the kids. And then the next part that she says is, and then he's on his phone and Archie will say, Papa, why are you on your phone? And he's like, because it's Invictus. I'm getting ready for Invictus. It sounds like a nice story about how important Invictus is to Harry, but I can't help but hear that the focus of the story is that Harry is on his phone when he's supposed to be in this wonderful family morning routine. And his son is asking him why he's on his phone, which makes him sound like he's once again not really in it with the kids and with Meghan in the morning. Not only is he on his phone and not paying attention to his kids, but it's to the point where his son has to ask him why he's not present. If in the future things don't work out for Harry and Meghan, I think there's a high chance that we'll hear negative things about Harry not being a great father from Meghan. And if we do, here are the breadcrumbs that she's leaving. We'll look back at this quote and we'll say, oh, the warning signs were all here. And we'll be inclined to believe it because we see the proof ahead of time. And I'm not saying that Harry's a great present father or not. I'm just saying that a story is forming that supports the belief that he's not present and he's not putting as much into parenting as Meghan is. Let's go over to the Valentine Instagram post that Meghan made to Harry. So she posted this picture and she wrote this. Back home, taking care of our babies and missing my Valentine as he continues on at the Invictus Games, changing lives and reminding all of us of the power of healing and resilience through these incredible veterans and their families. Beyond proud of my husband and what he's created. My love, I will eat burgers and fries and fish and chips with you forever. Thank you for you. #love wins. As ever, M. This may be the least important thing to say right now, but what the heck does #love wins mean to Meghan? Can someone in the comment section please help me out? I only know #love wins in relation to marriage equality, and I don't understand why Meghan uses it. The way she writes it, it sounds like it's sometime in England, like hundreds of years ago, when the prince has fallen in love with the peasant and he's been forbidden by the crown to see her, but he sees her anyway, and then the crown finds out about this, and Meghan ends up getting hauled off to the dungeons as a punishment, and Harry catches sight of her for one last time across the meadow, getting wheeled away on one of those horse and carts with those jail bars on it, and she yells out, "Love wins, as ever!" I guess just to everyone, so that they know that no matter what happens to her, that their love is never going to die. And I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Because they had this millions of dollars wedding paid for by the royal family, and the queen broke protocol and she invited Meghan to Sandringham before Meghan and Harry were married so that Meghan would feel included. And I just don't understand how their love was ever a battleground. So yeah, that one I don't understand. And when I first read that closing that she used, as ever, I thought that was also really weird to write. And now we've found out that her company rebrand is called As Ever, and now I guess it makes sense. Of course, even in a Valentine's post that's supposed to be for her husband, she can't stop herself from pushing her new brand and merching. Maybe I've totally missed it, and she's been signing everything as ever for years, and if that's true, then at least this part would feel a little bit more authentic. I can't help but get sidetracked by all the parts of this post, and this is my last sidetrack that I'm going to make. Meghan mentions the incredible veterans of the Invictus Games as an extension of Harry. Instead of the veterans being the source of healing and resilience, once again, it's so subtle, but look at the way she says that Harry is reminding all of us of the power of healing and resilience through these incredible veterans. As in, these veterans exist in this post in order for Harry to have a reason to change lives and remind everyone of the power of healing, when those are actually the qualities of the veterans themselves. Okay, sidetrack over. I just had to say that. But back to the post as a whole. It sounds like a post that you see someone make when their relationship is on the line and they're trying to influence their partner's feelings, like love bombing how amazing Harry is at the beginning and saying that she'll be with him forever, possibly some more breadcrumbs. If they break up in the future, the public will look back at this and say, oh, look at how she wrote about him in her post. Thanking him for being him, saying that she would be with him forever. She really did love him so much. And I don't see him saying those nice things about her. And then hopefully there's a nice sway of public perception in her direction and some sympathy for Meghan for being more dedicated to the relationship and their life together. She was always giving more than she was receiving. And last, look at the picture that she added with that post. I saw an article online saying that people have pointed out that Harry's food is virtually untouched, while Meghan's plate is nearly finished. And it's like the picture is tattling on her, saying that they staged this moment and they didn't eat this meal together at the same time, which makes it feel like it wasn't this authentic moment of love caught by this third person on the other side of the table, which overwhelmed them with all the feels and motivated them to spontaneously snap this picture of Meghan and Harry. And it's almost like the picture is saying, Meghan will eat burgers and fries with Harry forever, but Harry does not feel the same. He will not be eating his fish and chips with her. Once again, Harry was really absent in the relationship and in the family, and Meghan, she just tried so hard for so long, but it was never enough. Trouble's brewing. Anyway, these are just my observations and opinions. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye!